If you do have any plans or just any errands that you're running for today, that is the one thing I do want you to know, that the afternoon, we're still tracking some cloudy conditions, but we aren't tracking really any wet weather by then. So there we are going into this evening, and tonight there's that lake effect. A couple of these snow showers moving through. During the daytime tomorrow, this lake effect pattern is pretty much going to continue. So tomorrow definitely feeling and looking much more like a winter day. We are expecting to have still a bit of a breeze for tomorrow too. Northwesterly, some gusts up to about 30 miles per hour, kind of like today. However, today the wind is southwesterly, but still the same speed for those gusts. But given the gusts tomorrow, factoring into some of these snow showers here, we could have a couple of sort of squall-like snow showers for tomorrow. So I do at least want to make you aware of that for tomorrow, that if you are driving, especially in the afternoon, say on I-75, for example, going home from work, you may encounter some rapidly changing road conditions or just rapidly changing visibilities because of those snow showers, but that should be somewhat brief or somewhat spotty in any given spot. So this clearly not a very widespread snow for tomorrow, but we'll definitely still have the opportunity for snow showers really at any given point on Wednesday. Now, snow totals for tomorrow, we are expecting up to about an inch. This is all the way up until about midnight tomorrow night. Most of mid-Michigan, again, up to about an inch. I'd say an inch or less with this. Huron County specifically, though, this is something that's kind of interesting here. We are seeing some trends pointing towards this, too. We have that northwest wind tomorrow, and because of all the warm weather recently, those waters of the outer Saginaw Bay have really opened back up once again. So we are expecting a little bit of enhancement there. Could lead to some locally higher snow totals, mainly around Bad Axe or Ubly or Port Hope, some of those areas in the northern and central portions of Huron County. So I just want to point that out if you are living there, that you may end up seeing a little bit more snow than the remainder of mid-Michigan. And then on Thursday, we have more lake effect, also pretty much solely for the thumb as well. Now, high temps for today, these are going to reach up to about 42 degrees. So we are tracking somewhat of a mild day for this time of year, especially given that our average for today would usually be about 30. Tomorrow, though, is pretty much just going to be a turnaround of this. So we have falling temperatures continuously here through the day tomorrow. So thanks to that northwest wind that takes over tonight and goes into tomorrow, you can see how these numbers just pretty much continually fall through the day. About 1 degree per hour. That temperature of 30 degrees that we have on there, that is for about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Pretty much right around sunrise when you're starting off your day, that's where we are going to have those temps at their maximum for the daytime. So just only getting colder throughout Wednesday. And this cold weather does stick around. In fact, today is looking to be the last day above freezing for the foreseeable future here. Again, going much more back in the direction of just our typical winter weather. Friday through Monday, we do have a couple of clipper systems moving through, so that is going to bring more snow accumulations to our area. I was mentioning this earlier this morning too on Wake Up and on the news at 9. We don't really want to lock in any snowfall numbers just yet for the weekend. Really, it is just far too early to do that here yet. But just given the conditions that we're going to have going towards this weekend, we have the cold and we have these systems, they'll be able to bring some snowfall to our area. So definitely expecting some accumulation here to add up, especially each and every day by this upcoming weekend. So very much a return to winter there. Some great news, though, for our snowmobilers and skiers, though, at least starting to build some of that snowpack back up as we go towards the end of this week. And the cold weather, that's also good news for our ice fishers, too, because this does mean that we'll be able to start trying to build some ice back up on the Saginaw River and the bay, because unfortunately, with all the warm weather recently, we've lost most of any of the ice that we did have out there. I do want to pull up the 7-day forecast for you as well, just to point out a couple of things on the 7-day here. So we do have, again, the colder temperatures on the way for us. That low for tonight is also the high for tomorrow. So again, one of those days where the temps pretty much just on that downward trend for the entire day. We should fall down to about 8 degrees by tomorrow night, and then only a high of 18 on Thursday. So one day I actually haven't touched on too much here in the forecast. Thursday, we do have snow showers really just for the thumb, but take a look at these temps. Again, that's going to be a pretty cold day. should be the coldest day of this work week. Even if you compare today to Thursday, those temps will be almost 25 degrees colder on Thursday. So definitely a cold day coming up there too. Thursday morning, some of those wind chills could drop below zero, just given the fact that the air temps will only be in the single digits. Then we do briefly come back up to about 30 on Friday. That does mean most of the day still spent in the 20s, but we stay below freezing there, and we do have another system starting to line up for us on Friday too. So I would expect to see a little bit more accumulating snowfall on Friday. Again, doesn't look to be a major system or storm system by any means, but still should have enough to bring some fresh snowfall to mid-Michigan, and that just continues going into the weekend and as we start off next week. And just take a look at all these temperatures here. So again, pretty much starting with tomorrow, we are continuously below freezing both at night and during the day. So that's going to, again, help us to build some ice back up, just given all these cold temps. And the longer term data does suggest that early next week could even be a little bit colder than this weekend. And you already kind of see that downward trend from 27 on Saturday to 21 on Sunday, and then about 18 on Monday. So we could see more just teens even holding on for next week. Next week and the week after statistically pretty much are the coldest time of the year, or rather is the coldest time of the year here for mid-Michigan, at least when we take a look at our climatological averages. So somewhat usual for this time of year, especially to have this colder blast of weather like this. But no doubt the last week or two has been a little bit warmer than normal for this time of year. But really that is going to be the big takeaway here as we go forward in the forecast. It's just that more wintry weather is starting to make its return here to mid-Michigan. Well, that about does it here for our First Alert Weather Show for this morning. First Alert meteorologist Diane Phillips will have another live stream later today at 2 o'clock. All these same live stream channels, so you can catch them anywhere here that you're watching right now. We have it on the TV5 app, and we also have it on our website as well, WNEM.com. So until then, hope you have a great remainder of your morning, and be sure to tune in to Diane later today at 2.